Aditya, please do stay on with me. Now, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also met the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, during the Johannesburg Summit. He says, "We had an engaging exchange on different issues. India-France ties remain a force for global good." Meanwhile, President Macron took to social media platform X to thank Prime Minister Modi and added, "Nations are stronger when they move forward together. Long live the friendship between our countries." My colleague Aditya Vadhavan once again joins me. Now, the French President has taken to social media platform X to say that long live the partnership between both of our countries. How significant is this message for India?
Well, absolutely. Beta, as you mentioned that, the French President Emmanuel Macron has took to his social media and written this testifies to the fact that the diplomatic relations between India and France have been on the very, very best, on the very high trajectory. And indeed, in the years to come, we have seen how France has been a major defense exporter for India. Remember, France has always provided some, upgraded versions of Rafale to India, and definitely, India and France have been time-tested partners. And indeed, the meeting on the sideline, the meeting between the French President Emmanuel Macron and Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the sidelines of G20 definitely opens avenues for new opportunities. And in the years to come, we could see, the people-to-people connect between India and France also to grow further. And technological partnership between the two countries can also is expected to go further. Trade is concerned, technology transfers, everything. There are plethora of opportunities for both the countries to catch upon each other. And definitely, we have seen, how a lot of Indian students also are enrolled in French universities, and this is expected to, continue in the years to come. And this is definitely a very, very win-win situation for India and France. And indeed, we can expect certain things to get better from here, more better from here. And there are, certain things, particularly at this juncture, trade is a very, very important aspect, where both countries need to focus upon. And trade, because we are seeing the global trade war being initiated by the United States of America, and France has an independent foreign policy, which definitely, both Indo-French relations are expected to further boost in the times to come. Medha.
All right, Aditya, please do stay on with me. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also met Brazil's President Lula da Silva on the sidelines of the G20 Summit in Johannesburg. They affirmed working to boost trade and cultural links. On X, PM Modi said that he had a pleasant meeting with President Lula da Silva, reaffirming strong India-Brazil cooperation in trade and culture for the welfare of both nations. Now, my colleague Aditya Vadhavan once again joins me back on the story. Now, the Prime Minister has held a bilateral meeting with the Brazilian President on the sidelines of the G20 Summit. What was the outcome of this meeting?
Well, definitely, Medha, the outcomes of these meetings will definitely be seen in the due course. And, PM Modi met, Brazilian President Lula, and definitely the major agenda was to, how both the countries could boost trade among themselves. Remember, India and Brazil are important members of the BRICS bloc, and indeed, definitely we can see, during the COVID-19, Brazil, to a large extent, had dependent for India for the COVID-19 vaccines. So indeed, the Indo-Brazilian ties are, linked in a friendship, in a very, very strong bond. It is a time-tested partnership. Both the countries, admire that both the leaders have that personal camaraderie with each other, and definitely it is expected that as the years go on, India and Brazil will definitely take leadership positions as far as the BRICS grouping is concerned, and we could expect some major breakthrough as far as the diplomatic relations between India and Brazil are concerned.
Aditya, please do stay on with me. At the G20 Summit in South Africa, world leaders have issued a strong declaration condemning terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. They stressed the importance of multilateral cooperation to address rising geopolitical tensions, economic uncertainty and conflicts around the world. The leaders reaffirmed the need to respect territorial integrity, political independence and human rights for all. The declaration also calls for a just and lasting peace in Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Palestinian territories and Ukraine, while aiming to resolve other global conflicts. Despite President Donald Trump's boycott of the summit, the statement was unanimously approved. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said, highlighting the importance of consensus among participating nations. Now, Aditya, can you walk us through this G20 declaration?
Absolutely. Medha, leaders at G20 Summit in Johannesburg, South Africa, adopted a joint declaration by consensus despite the U.S. opposition. The declaration emphasized that solidarity, equality, and sustainability are essential pillars of inclusive global growth. The 39-page document highlighted energy security, climate action, and disaster resilience, while acknowledging rising geopolitical tensions, conflicts, and deepening inequality as threats to economic stability. The declaration stressed multilateral cooperation, adherence to international law, and peaceful dispute resolution, implicitly referring nations involved in territorial conflicts. It called for respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms and highlighted the vulnerabilities of small island developing states and least developing countries in disaster preparedness and recovery. So, debt constraints in developing nations were noted as obstacles to investing in infrastructure, healthcare, and education. The G20 endorsed sustainable industrialization, energy transition strategies, and the critical minerals framework to promote prosperity and equitable growth. Food security, digital technology, and the role of multilateral development banks were underscored alongside actions against corruption and support for migrants. The declaration reaffirmed the G20's commitment to multilateralism and consensus-based cooperation. South Africa's Minister for International Relations and Cooperation, Ronald Lamola, hailed the outcome as a milestone for the African continent and a strong affirmation for multilateralism. Medha.
All right, Aditya, please do stay on with me. Today in Johannesburg, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the IPSA leaders meeting, followed by the third session of the G20 Summit and adoption of the Johannesburg Leaders' Declaration. He will participate in the closing session and handover ceremony, hold bilateral meetings, and later depart for Delhi. Now, Aditya, we're learning that the Prime Minister is set to host a trilateral meeting as part of the IPSA Leaders' meet. What exactly can we expect out of this trilateral meet that the Prime Minister is set to hold with his Brazilian and South African counterpart?
Well, definitely, as far as this trilateral meeting is concerned, we could see a lot of, talks on the trade front. Indeed, if you see, there are a lot of opportunities for, growth between, how India can increase trade with the IPSA countries. And indeed, therefore, post that there will be session 3 and adoption of the Johannesburg Leaders' Declaration. So indeed, there is a win-win situation. Today is the jam-packed schedule. It is the last day of the G20 summit, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to depart for Delhi, back to Delhi. So indeed, Medha, there could be major breakthrough as far as this meeting between IPSA leaders is concerned, and definitely we can expect the mutually win-win situation, a mutually beneficial trade deal for everyone. Yes, Medha.
All right, Aditya, appreciate you sharing all those insights.